are live on Black Power Radio. I'm your host for tonight, Queen Janae and Zinga. How is everybody doing tonight? We got our National Chairman, Sheik Imam Akbar, in the building. We have Brother New World Warrior on stage.
Black power, black power.
And I see my South Carolina Chairman. Is that Brother Ty?
Yeah.
All right, welcome to the stage, Brother Ty. Thank you for being on tonight. Black Power Radio is your most informative radio show on the internet for Black Power and Black Revolution. Today's topic is Black Revolution in the modern day Black family. Does it fit or do it need to go? Like, what is the topic? Akbar, you can expound
All
on it
right.
a
Welcome,
lot
Queen
more.
Janae. We've got some Black Power radio TV news tonight. And we're going to talk about the Black Revolution. We want to talk about Black Revolution in the modern family and the modern Black family systems. And does it fit? Do we quit or must we go on? And the diversity in the Black Revolution, the flexibility in the Black Revolution, and the self-determination in the Black Revolution. And all of those who aspire towards corporate America and those that are aspiring towards the politics, the science, the religion. Do we quit or must we go on? Does it fit? Do we quit or must we go on? Do we stop here or must we go on? So we're in the spirit of the Honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, the freedom fighter and advisor for the Black Revolution. We hope that you will find a place in the Black Revolution and pick up your arms against the enemy. And arms is ALMS. That means everything you have, all of your possessions, your arms. And we advise you, you either arm yourself or you harm yourself. It is your God and your gun. And that's how Black Revolution is won. They say that's how the West was won. The West was won by deception and greed, injustice, racism, the attributes that are counter-revolutionary attributes set up the West, America, in the West. But we just want to welcome everybody to Black Power Radio in the spirit and Honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. We are teamed up with Dr. and Attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz. We're teamed up with the Honorable Salas Muhammad. We're teamed up with Dr. Cornell West. We're teamed up with Brother Leon Woods. I'd like to mention Leon Woods, a very, very special leader and a special person that has been in the revolution with us from day one, and he continues to be a Black revolutionary. In the spirit of reparations, getting the scales balanced in the favor of we the people. In the spirit of Malcolm X, Omar Wali, the freedom fighter, Al-Haji Malika Shabazz. In the spirit of Hashim Ekanath Nzinga, a freedom fighter. And in the spirit of Sheik Imam Akbar Abdullah Kareem Bilal, another freedom fighter in modern times. Does it fit? Hmm? Do you quit or must we go on? And we're saying Black Power to the full, complete, and entire universe. It started in Blackness, where it says, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr wa ma adraka ma laylatul qadr. Laylatul qadr khayrun min alfi shahr. تنزل ملائكة وروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. And we have revealed it in the night of power. And what will explain to you what is the night of power. The night of power is better than 1,000 months. 1,000 months is 83.333 years. And once you get your math right, and get your mind right. You get your rap tight. Oh, you be out of sight with all your might. Black power, black power, and a strong black revolution because black revolution is the only solution to balance the scales of this hour. For black power, black power. Yeah,
Black Power. As
black
if there's
power.
any other kind.
We're thanking us some world warrior, and we're thanking us some brother Todd Nitty out of South Carolina with his update. We're thanking, I think the Queen Arquette's supposed to come on. We thank Queen Mother Nzinga for bringing Black Power Radio to the forefront and keeping us alive on the front line. And this time, huh? We won't turn around this time. We're going to stand up for Black Revolution and hold the goddamn line. That's what it's about tonight at Black Power Radio. Black Revolution and the modern Black family value system. Is there a place for Black Revolution in your home, in your network? Is there Black Revolution at your school? Or have maybe the directors of HBCUs, have they forgotten about Black Revolution being the only solution? We're hereby a reminder for those who forget. Oh, my, you haven't seen nothing yet. Black Power. We're going to be at October 26th at the Union Temple Baptist Church in Southeast Washington. Be there, be square. That's the only place I know to be on. October 26th on a Saturday, we're going to have some workshops and some knowledge and refreshments, some vending, and just some plain Black revolution as the only solution. Because many don't want to talk about Black revolution. But we choose the subject Black revolution because we know it's the only solution. And that's a Black Power, Black Power. And at this hour, we say Black Power. Black Power is a lifestyle, not a cliche, but a lifestyle. You got to live it to the fullest. That's right. Live it true and live it death to the fullest. Keeping the legacy of Honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad out front. Keeping the legacy of Malcolm X alive. Keeping the spirit of Honorable Elijah Muhammad and doing things the way of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. We're just doing the right thing at this hour for Black Revolution. Because Black Revolution is the only solution. Black Power.
All right, Black Power, Black Power. Let's hear from Brother New
Black Power.
World Warrior.
Black
Come to
Power.
the stage, Brother New World. Then we want to hear from Brother Ty Nitty and get an update from South Carolina. Black Power.
All right. All right, family. Brother New World here. Want to start off by saying Black Power to the whole of the African family. How did we make the black race, black nation rise? Agitate, educate, and organize. And in answer to your question, uh, Chairman Akbar, uh, if you even mention Dr. Collins' name, quitting is out of the question. So we know good and well we're not throwing Black Power, nor the African family, nor revolution to the side. It's always at the forefront. If you ask me personally, I say if you ain't talking about revolution, don't talk to me because that's all there is. Our agenda needs to be first, or nothing else should be even discussed. I want to remind us that our political prisoners are still suffering because of our last days ago attitudes. We must remember those who paid the price for us, just like we must remember our ancestors whose shoulders we presently stand on. Want to mention uh, the imprisonment unfairly of Mumia Abu Jamal, Brother H. Rap Brown, and the Grand Master J, among many other political prisoners who were behind those walls unjustly. Also, want to mention the Million Woman World Movement. I was on their podcast last night and their Zoom, and they covered some very important topics similar to the one we're talking about today. They were mentioning the fact that mental care or therapy is necessary because we need to be healed. There's nobody on earth who's been through more trauma than we, and that's why we definitely need to address it. If a woman is raped, she needs therapy. They've even figured this out in animals. Why is it such a vague topic when it comes to us? That's just total inhumanity, and it tells you the kind of barbarians or idiots we're dealing with. Because that's man's inhumanity to man, if you could even call them man. I call them mankind as they call themselves. That million woman world movement is necessary because it's past time for our sisters, the original queen of the earth, the mother of civilization, to be heard. It's our time. That's why we're mentioning the We Charge Genocide campaign. We definitely need to charge genocide against these crimes against humanity that have gone on for far too long. And if we don't address it, as I tell y'all always, bullies don't stop, they must be stopped. And that, my friend, is a fact. While we're mentioning that, I also want to mention the the uh, um, the crimes against humanity against black veterans. Okay, the unjust treatment, the mistreatment of black veterans then and now is a documentary I'd like to do to find folks to work with me to do this documentary on the mistreatment of black veterans then and now because these are things that must be addressed. That's a part of the black family since we was asking the question because by the way, black love is revolutionary. I just want my family back by any means necessary. And these are the things we must understand. Uh, Kwanzaa Associates Incorporated. I want to mention them as well because they have been supporting me for quite a while. Um, also want to mention our benevolent fund. Um, at 347-621-9324. You can send funds to Zelle so you can support our benevolent fund so we can begin to heal ourselves. Ain't that what your scripture says? Physician, heal thyself. Because ain't nobody coming to save us. If you know something I don't know, rescue me. Don't leave me out here on this limb. But I don't think nobody's coming. But we're here every day. So I want to ask us to love ourselves enough to begin to heal ourselves. Because we are the only way this world is ever going to become a better place. So if we don't do the work, it won't get done. If we won't do the work, it won't get done. If we want a better world, get busy creating one. Otherwise, shut up and enjoy the misery because that's all you got coming. Nobody cares about us, not even us. That's the part I have a problem with. So I want to say black love to everybody. Black love is revolutionary, and that's what we must be about 24/7. Anything else is not on my agenda. Love y'all, African family. Black power. And don't
Black
forget, the biggest problem I see with us is cultural illiteracy. We don't want to know our own culture. We tap into everybody else's foolishness and kick ours to the curb. That, my friend, causes extreme disrespect from the rest of the world. If you don't respect your own self, your own history, heritage, culture, ways, and norms, how can you expect anyone else to? Stay strong, African family. Black power, as if there's any other kind.
All right. Thank you for that, brother New World Warrior. You are absolutely true. Everybody want to be everything but black right now. They
That's
want to
it.
be mixed. They want to be Latino. They want to be Haitian. They want to be
Anything,
Jamaican.
anything.
They want to be anything but a nigga from America.
And
Okay,
quiet
that's
as it's kept. That's cursing God to her face.
his name.
God
That's
made you who you are. You want to honor your creator, be who the hell you are.
that's
24
right.
7 and be proud of it.
That is very true. And it's the very sad reality that we have to live with. It's called cognitive dissonance, is what we are doing. We pretending that a tragedy didn't occur, and now we got to take on the characteristics of the people that caused the problem, harm, and the problems, and the trauma, and the drama, and continue to do it, and then act like, oh, that don't hurt. It didn't hurt. We made it. We survived. We shall overcome. What have we overcome if we still being murdered, maimed, and killed, and hung, and sold for property, and held
Dr.
captive?
Collins said we shall overrun.
Right. We should no. We should stop singing and start swinging. That's what we need to do for real. But all of our enemies are not people that look like them. A lot of our enemies are people that look like us, and we got to do like Harriet Tubman said. We got to kill them niggas first.
Ashe, Ashe.
So
I
we
always
can get
said,
some
you,
real freedom, because some of us out here don't want to see everybody free. They got too many gatekeepers, too many
that's
people that's
right.
standing in the way of true revolution and black power. And this is something that came to me this week, especially being here in Washington, D.C., where we got all these HBCUs, we got Howard University, We had Shaw University. We got University of Washington D.C. Uh, and all of these great alumni that belong to that spent time in this city and walked these streets the same way we did. They got their good government educations. They got their doctorates. They got their law degrees. They got all that stuff, and then they turn right around and leave this city in shambles. They don't come back. They don't volunteer. They don't spend not one dime back in the place. They educated them right here in the nation's capital. Okay, so let's think about that. What does that mean, church? That means we not returning the favor back to the village. This is the village. This is the place where you were educated. This is the place where you were nurtured and groomed. But like they say, these colleges, universities, people more loyal to their sororities than they are to their race. They don't give
Sounds
a damn
like
about
cultural
no
amnesia.
black. Right. They don't give a damn about black people laying on the sidewalk on Georgia Avenue, sleeping on park benches. They're not offering them a tent to sleep in. They're not offering them food, shelter, and clothing, the basic necessities that they were provided with to even come to the city and get educated. So yeah, these kids are mad and they upset and they hurt more than anything. Because how dare you come into our areas and not return the love, and not return the favor, not return the gifts that you came here to get and receive and paid for it. Paid millions of dollars. How much money did we collect? We count, Akbar, when we did that protest at Howard, just in one room, five people, $250,000.
That's right.
Quarter million dollars, 5 or 6 students in the room was paying that much in tuition to go to school right here. So you're not gonna tell
No,
me that
real
we don't
talk.
have no freaking money in this city. Nobody should be
Mhm.
homeless in Washington D.C. Nobody.
And
J-
no add that. Mm-mm-mm.
Janae,
Nobody.
here's what.
Not one
J-
person walking these streets should be homeless, hungry, or don't have resources available at their needs to meet
he-
them where they are. So
Here's
I'm
the
gonna
problem. It's always been the same problem. There was an old blues song that says, "Ain't no love in the heart of the city.
And
Ain't no
then ain't no
love in
love
the
in
heart
this
of
part of
town." And that's
town.
still the case.
And
We
no
just
add
don't
that.
care. With all the
And
Jesus we
ain't no
got, we
love
are the coldest.
in the
We have the
heart of the
coldest hearts
city.
ever. And this is what
And
the
ain't
problem
no
is.
love on this side of town.
We have to take our humanity back before you can begin to take your community back. You must take your humanity back. We taught it to the world, but it seems to me that we have forgotten uh, why the Creator put us here, as well as kept us here through all the hell that we've been through, and we cannot begin to do the work necessary until we do those primary things first. Uh, I've heard many talk about they want to kill the white man. Well, I don't really have a problem with that, but my recommendation is if you want to kill the white man, why don't you start killing the white man in you first? Because that's what the problem is. We out white folk, white folk. God makes you who you are for a divine purpose. And I suggest we begin to fulfill that full time. Otherwise, don't ever call on the name of a higher power or a creator or an ancestor again. Because they gave everything for us and we give absolutely nothing in return. That's parasitic, y'all. That's a parasite.
That's right, New World. You know you got that word for us. You gonna pull it out, whether they want to hear it or not. It's gonna come through. All right, so let's hear from Brother Ty Nitty down in South Carolina. We need an update, brother, and I got some word for you, buddy. Do I have a word for you coming out of South
What's
Carolina?
up, Black Power? Black Power, how y'all doing out there?
Wow.
Hey, I hate to have to go behind New World. He came so strong. I ain't really got too much to say though, but I'm gonna tell you this though. It's crazy out here, man. The storm and everything, it's done fucked a lot of people up. But if you're prepared ahead of time when something like this hit, then something like a storm really puts you up. This right here really bringing a lot of money in people's pockets. I'm gonna tell you the truth. The white man and me is getting me paid right now because that's what they do. They capitalize on any kind of storm, just like they did in Katrina, Hurricane Hugo, any of that shit. So they gonna use the American Red Cross, FEMA, anything else to their advantage and try to get all the benefits they can. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna keep that shit real. The same shit the crackers doing, I'm doing. I'm trying to get my money. I'm gonna be in a better position after all this shit over. I'm gonna be in a better position than what I was before the shit started. Just like the corona that they made in a laboratory that killed black people, but the recipe wasn't right though. So they still trying to get the recipe right. So don't think that shit over with. But the whole thing is though, when they made that recipe and they threw that shit on us, I was hurting. After that shit was over, shit, my pocket's been fat ever since. You see what I'm saying though? I always capitalize, I always be prepared for what these crackers got coming to you next. And some people don't even believe they after us right now. They don't believe we're being under attack right now. We under attack. If they enslaved us, they raped our women, they sodomized us, they hung us, they did all this shit. You don't think they put the shit in weave that our women put in their hair? You don't think they put shit in food or uh, uh, programming us from the TV? What they say? Yeah, brainwashing us from the TV, the media, and all that shit. Just be prepared. Watch. Keep your eyes open, and keep your eyes on your people too. Like you say, a lot of motherfuckers that's your enemy. They look just like you. And we got to get rid of them first. We might have to have a civil war amongst each other first, and weed out all the bad apples, and then we'll be able to attack the white people. Because, like they said before, let's just say, and I'm not saying I want to kill no white folks, but let's just say we did decide tonight or tomorrow to kill some white folks. Who gonna take the place of all these people? Who ready to be a fireman? Who ready to ride on the ambulance? Who ready to be a doctor, a lawyer? We still gonna have all these positions filled in. I don't see nobody doing nothing but walking around at school with their pants hanging off their ass. Their mama think that shit funny. Their daddy ain't around. Just whatever. You get what I'm saying? We ain't ready to step up to the
Yes,
plate
sir.
in,
We
in a lot of
understand
positions.
completely. That's why we have to be politically educated through the new Black Panther Party and the Black Panther Party Service to the People programs. They will understand that the only real revolution is what you said is getting money, getting your own money, putting money into your own pockets, building up your own neighborhood and your own economic stability. That's what Black Revolution is. That's a full circles, but they have dumbed down this generation to the point where they have no skills. They have zero skills other than turning on their computer. And if they're not computer savvy, then they just gonna be effed up because AI can take their jobs. If they don't know how to use their hands or their brains at the same time, other than for a keyboard, they're not gonna be able to survive. They're not. Ain't nobody looking at your content if you ain't talking about nothing. Come on, like talk black to me.
They've
You
been sitting
know,
around
That's
looking like
right.
some bitches
The
around here because guess what?
Black
The
power, black
internet went
power.
down. The,
the
the
fact
internet
of
went down, so everybody's electricity was out. Everybody had water. Electricity went down. Everybody's spectrum, the cable, internet, all that went down. So the people that usually be on their phones, they weren't able to do nothing. That's what I'm saying. They can't even read a fucking road map. Everybody got to go to Google Maps to go somewhere. They got to put it in their navigation system. Can't even read a fucking map. Who can go to the library right now? I'm talking about not just in South Carolina, up in the country. Who in DC and New York and California can go into a library and read a card catalog? I know people my age can, if they even
right?
learn
I
how.
can.
But can your 15-year-old, your
Right.
10-year-old read a card
Hell
catalog?
no.
Can they read a map?
Don't even want to go to the library and check out a book, let
y'all
alone
see,
find a book in the library. Come on now. And that was the first thing they taught us, the Dewey Decimal System. Okay. They don't even know how to, these kids don't even know how to write their name in cursive. Okay. They
Do you know how to
ain't even
pickle? Do you know
teaching
how to
them
pickle
that.
vegetables? You know how to pickle a vegetable so you can keep it because it's getting cold outside. So all the shit that's growing is gonna die.
we
You know what
learned
I'm
all
saying?
these. Well, we should have learned these things from grandma, but we detached ourselves generationally from each other. But that was a deliberate strategy of COINTELPRO. When they said they wanted to get rid of black troublemakers, what they actually did was covertly destroyed the black family, and we were complicit in the destruction of it. This is why there is no generational connection, and without it, because our greatest power lies in our unity. But we're consistently dividing and not communicating with each other, which to me is insane. I said it early on in the 2020 when they was talking about social distance. Social distancing is a death sentence for the African family. Our greatest power lies in our unity. If we don't come together and learn to love and care for each other and communicate with each other, we're doomed already. It's never been a black and white war. The war is it's consistent um, uh, genocide against us. We've been slated for genocide. But the problem is we want to deal with one or two of these pieces at a time. You can't deal with it that way and succeed. It's a multi level war. The true battle is good against evil, because as we know, some of our people who look like us ain't worth a quarter either. So it's good against evil. This is what our problem is. We got to learn to love ourselves and learn to live in truth. If we don't do this, you're doomed. How can the ancestors assist you? How can the Creator assist you when you're trying to live somebody else's lie? That's the epitome of insanity.
Black Power.
Black power. Black power.
Black Power. All right, we got another guest trying to join us. Oh, Dr. Malik in the building. Come on to the stage. All right.
Well,
Black
I would
Power.
like to say something. Give
Okay.
thanks to the brothers and sisters. Well, do you want me to say anything or no? All right. So, one thing that's going on here is Fleet Week, and Fleet Week is a recognition of the soldiers in the military. So they're doing this all week. They have the planes flying over, the Blue Angels, the Airmen's, and everything else. And we have to understand, even though I am a veteran and I did sign that contract, we have our ancestors out there was forced to go into the military. My father was a Vietnam vet that was drafted, and there was a lot of brothers and sisters drafted. Emmett Till's father was also a veteran that was hung over there in Germany. Um, and we're getting recognition that. Don't forget about the Buffalo Soldiers. And don't forget about the other warriors that we have. Even though they didn't sign a contract, they just stood up for their people, like Hannibal, Shaka Zulu, and etc. And in the Black Panther Party, we have brothers and sisters in there that have also been in the military for one way or another. Tomorrow is also what our brothers and sisters fought about. It's not Columbus Day, it's actually Indigenous Day. And we all have that indigenous bloodline within inside of us. And we have to, pour libations for all our fallen soldiers. And I just want to read something from
I
the
say,
Quran. As man will be fully saved, redeemed, perfected by the things he suffers on the plane of flesh and on the plane of soul. When man has conquered carnal things, his grab of flesh will then have served its purpose well as it will fall and will be no more. So everything that we are doing, our brothers and sisters, and I was sitting there listening to Afro descendant, and I just want to say that I appreciate everybody or whatever, but we have our soldiers out here. Matter of fact, even though maybe brothers and sisters on here did not sign a contract to be a part of the United States government, but are we not warriors like Che Guevara or what's going on in Venezuela, or how they are stop allowing the government to turn around and make mockeries of them? Or what about our brothers that's Hebrew Israelites that are sitting over there getting these jokers straight, letting them know, hey, wait a minute, you're not the original Jews anyway. We have our brothers and sisters in the Moorish Science Temple of America, Nation of Islam. Are they not warriors? We have our Kemetic brothers. Are they not warriors? Are they not? What about our brothers and sisters that has been on the front line day in and day out? Are they not warriors? Are they not soldiers in their own right? They need to be recognized in Fleet Week as well. and also recognized on Indigenous Day tomorrow. And I just want to read something also by Dr. Malachi Baruti. He says, have to remove from the European the power to name and define the world. And we have to remove from ourselves this tendency to accept the world the way he names it and defines it. And I yield. Assalamu alaikum, Islam, race first, black power. Peace.
Thank you so much, Sister Akwet. We want to welcome to the stage Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz. Welcome, Dr. Shabazz.
Hey,
First
Black
time.
Power, Black
It's
Power. Can you
wow.
hear me?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear, Dr. Malik. Come through.
Black Power.
All right.
All right, it's an honor to be on this evening with my dear family here in this audience. Sheik Imam Akbar and Sister Queen Janae and
Welcome, Dr. Shabazz. Welcome to Black Power Radio TV News, sir.
Black Power Radio TV News. I give you guys credit because it's 2024 and over the years, Brother Sheik Imam has kept up the Black Power legacy, Black Power Radio, Black Power Communications. I don't think that this broadcast has ever missed a week in years. Regardless to whoever was in control of it, it kept right on rolling. And that's really a credit because black people have depended on this teaching on this radio. They depended on this for good reason. So I just want to greet y'all and thank y'all for keeping up the ideology of Black Power and Black nationalism and giving our part of the movement a voice because and giving them education because it's very important right now, especially with this election coming up and either black people going for the Democrats or Harris or they going for Donald Trump, some going for Cornel West, and some don't know what the hell they're going for. It's good to have another voice, an alternative, a third force. It's good for black nationalists to have a forum because, as I conclude and open, it's important for us to have a forum because all that we see is going to be falling away. All hope in Donald Trump is going to fall away. Hope in Harris at some point is going to fall away. And the program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the program of Marcus Garvey, program of Huey P. Newton, Khalid Muhammad, George Jackson, Jonathan Jackson, program of Kwame Ture, our program, Khalid Muhammad program. This is going to be where the people are going to look to land when after the disappointment. They're going to be looking here. And so I'm hoping that we can make some sense out of it, not only in Washington, D.C., but all over the country. I'm hoping we can make some sense out of it. My sister rattled off some good names. She rattled off the Moors, the Hebrews, the Nation of Islam, and certainly we got strength out there in the black nation. We're like scattered, dry bones in the valley. It's power in them bones, but they're not together right now. But hypothetically, they can come together and we can save our people from the fall of this Babylon and these false alternatives. I'm sorry for being so long, but I'm happy to be on Black Power.
Black
Black
power.
Black
And I was so
Power. Yeah, we were
grateful to you,
muted.
Dr. Malik
Well, we
Zulu.
thank you for joining us, Dr. Malik. We do keep the wheel turning. That's all we can do around here. Ain't that right, New World?
Ashe,
This wheel,
Ashe.
we
You
gotta
ain't
keep
long,
on
brother. You
turning.
strong and keep it that way. In the spirit of Dr. Khaled. You know what you're doing and don't stop. Please.
Man, I love your spirit. I love your spirit. Yeah, I just think it's an important time and a spiritual time, and it's a time that we should talk with each other in our community, and I'm urging this from wherever they listening around the country is that that we strive to patch up our differences with our brothers and sisters, and we heal the wounds throughout the black extra effort to cover down on each other, because I mean, we don't really have a lot of alternatives, as you see. I mean, as I say again, people going one way or another. They're going with the Democrats, they're going with the Republicans, and in my opinion, none of them can truly deliver salvation for our people. So they're going to be looking for us sooner rather than later.
Agreed, brother. Either way it goes, we lose unless we come together and begin to do what we need to do for ourselves. Because nothing that America has planned is in our best interest. It's our responsibility.
Yeah, that's very true. So it's very important. These are important, no matter how small that it may look. The Afro descendant nation, or the Nation of Islam, or the New Black Panther Party, or any other group that's listening. No matter how, we should never think of ourselves as insignificant. And also, we should also look at collectively, as a force. Collectively, we will have very strong power. There's a lot of power in the forces. Right now this election is a few weeks away, but once this election is over, everybody's gonna pop back to reality. The reality is that this is the United Snakes of America. That no matter who is in control of it, it's the United Snakes of America, and and it is the headquarters of imperialism, and it is the
Hmm.
main co-sponsor of Zionism. It is the main sponsor of Zionism, and it is the killer and murderer of oppressed people, all over the planet Earth. And no matter who's in power, that's the position that they will be. That no matter how some brothers, I don't know how they do it, no matter how much they look up to Donald Trump, I guarantee you, he is a white man built on white supremacy and white domination,
Hmm.
keeping the brown and the black people under the white man's foot all over the planet. Kamala Harris, no matter how brown or black she may be, no matter how much joy she may have, she will be joyfully dropping them bombs on your black nappy head, or dropping that bomb on your Islamic head, when she operates inside of that office on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And people gonna wake up to
All right, what happened, Dr. Malik? You got quiet on us. Can y'all hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I think we had a glitch. A glitch. New world, that's me muting you. Your background noise is too much, brother. Just mute your phone if you're not speaking, please. Yeah, we
Thank
totally
you.
agree. Yes, sir.
And don't forget
Um,
about all the soldiers that the United States government turned around and killed. They killed black men in a gymnasium. They shot them up in a gymnasium. I think I shared that on a 90 bookstore. I shared that. And like I said, our Buffalo Soldiers. And let's not forget about our brothers and sisters in South Carolina, the Gullahs, the Gullah Wars and everything else, how we had constantly fought to get them troglodytes out of our communities, away from our families, away from our land. Even when you go back to Lincoln, that's another lie that the Department of Education has said that Lincoln freed the slaves. He didn't free no one. That's a lie. Okay, that's a fact.
okay,
And we
okay.
okay.
Sister, I quit. Before you give us a history lesson, I
That's
love you.
another lie.
That's
That's
another
another lie.
lie.
Yeah. Well, what we're doing right now is we're moving forward and pushing forward. We know the lies. The truth is out there. We are completely awake. We woke now. If you're not woke, you can stay asleep at this point. So we're doing big things here in Washington D.C. On October the 26th, Dr. Malik or Brother Akbar, do y'all want to talk about the movement you have going on? I don't know a lot about the platform, but if you want to speak on that, we would love to hear about it. Okay. Black Power. Black Akbar, Shaky Man. I don't know. Can you
Sheik,
hear
wake
me?
up.
Wake up, Shake. You know he sleep. He done fell asleep
Yeah,
on me.
Akbar falls asleep sometime.
Yeah.
Akbar!
All right. Well, Dr. Malik, can you share a little bit about what's going on? Can you hear us, brother? I think he can't. His mic messed up. So you might have to leave and come back if it's not. If the mic is not working. Yeah. So, brother Ty, I'm so glad you on the show tonight. My main man. I
Hey, I
got
appreciate
you.
it. Hey, that's
Yeah.
all I'm saying is teach our young people something. You know what I'm saying? So I got these two young cats I bumped into today. I had went out to
Mm-hmm.
some of my properties or whatever. Some of y'all
Mm-hmm.
don't know I own a real estate company that I built from the ground up. I used to be
Oh.
homeless and I found ways to do things. Hey, study 15 minutes a day. Find you a subject that you're
Mm-hmm.
interested in and study it for 15 minutes a day. Get you a book. You can steal a book. You can get a book from the library. You can go into the Barnes and Nobles, walk out the front door with a book, but find you something to study for 15 minutes a day and then just go into that particular field. Or you can
You can
look it up
Google
on
it
the
on
internet,
YouTube.
whatever. Look it up on YouTube, look it up on HGTV or whatever. But study something and look into it. And that's all I do. But I bumped into these two young men today, and they about like maybe 12, 13 years old. And they was interested in learning how to do some things inside of a house. So I told them, look, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how to do a few things. And they were so eager to learn. They was like, don't worry about paying us. I was like, nah, I'm gonna make sure you get paid. I'm gonna pay y'all to do these different things. But my whole thing is not getting the work done, but showing them how to do something. And one of the guys, he made me so happy. He was like, I'm gonna do like y'all be doing, man. I'm gonna build me a house from the ground up. That's what you supposed to do. That's what our grandpas down here did. Our uncles, that's what they did. They got a piece of land and they built the house from the ground up. If not, you're gonna be paying on the motherfucking house for 30 years if you go to the bank. Unless you're just gonna save up the money and buy it in one big old lump sum. Or you find some ways to cut corners like getting a short sale, a tax sale, or find a house that's in foreclosure, or buy a house from somebody who, they're in a jam or whatever, and you got a lump sum you can give them and just take over the payment, however you gonna do it. But I'm just saying, get you a plot of land and build it from the ground up. That's how you do it right there. You're gonna save a lot of money. You can turn around and make a lot of money. But back to what I was saying though, shit, just find something. It can be any little thing, like I said, with the card catalog. Some people don't know what a card catalog is. Some people don't know how to read a roadmap, man. I teach people how to do all kind of things. And it might not mean much to y'all or whatever like that, but the little things that I'm teaching, people can use that shit. I know how to load up my own ammunition. I'm about to find some people who interested in that and show them how to load up ammunition. Because when the shit go down, guess what? These crackers going out and buying ammunition every day. They going to Academy, they going to whatever Sports and Outdoors, Walmart. They trying to buy up all the ammunition. I know y'all remember that shit when they was doing that shit before the COVID and after the COVID, or like when it's time for a new president to get in, that they think gonna take away the firearms or whatever like that. They go and start buying up a bunch of guns. You can't even get no gun on the show because they done bought them all. And they try to buy all the ammunition. There's been times where you can't go into a store and get some 9mm ammunition or just whatever kind of ammunition you need. So you got to learn how to reload your shells,
And
etc.
reiterate with that, there's a black-owned company in Georgia. I can get that information to you guys. It's a brother. He owns his own company that he sells ammunition and guns. He has his own gun store, black-owned, in Atlanta and in Georgia.
Hey, Black Power, I'm back on. Can y'all
Yes,
hear
we
me?
can hear you. We can hear you, Doc. Yes, we can hear you.
Black Power,
Okay,
welcome back.
that's a very.
Welcome black. Welcome black.
Black Power. Both the soldiers is back. Good.
All right, let me
Welcome,
make this
Black.
brief. Let me make this brief, then I'll continue to listen because there's valuable information that is coming across. So what we're saying here in Washington D.C. That on October 26th, that we are calling all of the revolutionaries together. We're calling all of our freedom fighters together. We're calling everybody that is fed up with the violence, with the self genocide, the self hatred, everybody that's fed up with the violence, and self-hatred in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and surrounding Virginia, we want y'all to come to Union Temple Baptist Church on October 26th. On October 26th, if you are tired, sick and tired of hearing and seeing that a young black man did this, that a young black man committed this crime, that a young black man did something bad over here. If you are sick and tired of hearing about that, and you want to join a whole hosting group of brothers and sisters that feel the same way as you do and doing something about it, we want you to meet us at Union Temple Baptist Church for this crisis. It's called the crisis and the conspiracy to destroy Black Washington D.C. and the DMV, and what we are doing about it. And that's what we're dealing with. We are in a crisis. We're going to plead guilty that we're in a violence crisis. We are in a gentrification crisis. We are in a crisis where developers have ran our people out of here, that they built here, there, and everywhere. We're in a crisis where Chocolate City is destroyed and it is no more. We are in a situation where you cannot afford groceries, and brothers and sisters cannot afford to live, and they are facing extermination. But the good news is that on October 26th, that every strong organization and every strong leader that we can get our hands on, that they will be there, and we're fighting to get them to the table. What we're saying here about October 26th in this area and we want this to be an example to other cities around the country that are hearing this message. We're saying, settle your differences, black man and black woman, that we are under attack, we are under threat of extermination, that the genocide in the East is a sign of the genocide that has always been going on and shall intensify in the West. And we are
Sign of the
saying that it is
times.
it is time, it's signs of the time, but also it is time that we are going to unite. We're saying settle your differences everywhere you can without compromising your dignity or your integrity or your security. Settle your differences and sign and form a peace treaty inside of the black nation, and where you can with the black, brown, and red nation, where you can without compromising your dignity and your security, make a peace treaty and make a settlement amongst each other, because the wrath of the enemy is coming down. The wrath of the enemy is coming down, and we are tired of being on these radio shows and complaining. We're tired of being the victims. We're tired of being on the run from this white man. We're tired of being beat down in Rankin County and all these other cities and counties all around America, but there is hope. Now, we come to set this example October 26th at Union Temple in Washington, D.C. We're calling everybody around here under the red, black, and green. We're saying that the Black Lawyers for Justice are coming forth. The Afro descendant nation is backing this and coming forth. We're saying that the new Black Panther Party, that don't count the new Black Panther Party out here and nowhere around the country, and that the new Black Panther Party is coming forth, and from as far away as Virginia and Washington, D.C., that they are going to be here. Uh, uh, because what is life? What is life as a black person in America without an active Black Panther Party on the scene in these cities? Uh, and so the Afro Descendant Nation, New Black Panther Party, Black Lawyers for Justice, Black Muslims in the Nation of Islam, other citizens and tenant groups and block associations and candidates, we are all coming together because, as Imam Akbar has reminded us of the words of Khalid Abdul Muhammad, that the same dog that bites them bites us too. And so on this agenda, on the 26th, to conclude, it starts at 10 in the morning, till 8 p.m. in the evening. And there's going to be several workshops. There's going to be a political candidates forum, a big candidates forum in dealing with all the elected officials. We're calling on Kenyon McDuffie, who has put the reparations bill forth. We're subpoenaing him and inviting our brother and subpoenaing him to be at this meeting. We are inviting. You've heard a lot about him, but we want to hear from him. So we're inviting Brother Councilman Trayon White to come out to this candidates forum to talk about his future, since he is such an important political figure and in this time, and many of those want to support him. So we're inviting him out to
Dr.
this.
Malik Zulu, can you get Bobby Scott from Portsmouth, Virginia to also come? Can you subpoena him as well?
I would tell you this. We are looking in this hour. It's not just a strict DC thing. That's true. Shout out if he's listening to Brother Jelani, the great mid-Atlantic regional soldier for the Panther Party here. They coming from as far as Norfolk. Okay, what I want to tell you that this is something that we can work on together in these final hours. That there is space for some strong brothers and sisters from Virginia and Maryland. I can't tell you that I know all of them. As I've been around the country, I know the people I know. Brother Akbar knows who we know. So if you have some other persons that you want to nominate that are strong, as long as they strong and they not wrong, we can find a place and some space for them in this conference as we finalize the details over the next couple of days. But I'm telling you who was up in it now. We got Reverend Hagler. Reverend Hagler from Washington, D.C. is a great anti-Zionist, anti-genocide freedom fighter, and he fights for the people here in the district. Pastor Willie Wilson, he's opened up his church, and he's been down for our people for a long time. He's going to be there. We know, as I said, the Afro-descendant nation chief minister Najee Muhammad, the great trainer Lieutenant Fahim is going to be there. New Black Panther Party is going to be there. We know Sheik Imam Akbar is one of our hosts. Imam Ali and those from his masjid. There are going to be plenty of Muslims there, and we got to make a specific call to the brothers and sisters in Islam who
And
are listening on
also
this phone line. The Muslims in Washington D.C. on this phone line, all respectfully, must come out of only meeting at the masjid. We have to say that we can not only just meet at the masjid on a Juma and pray for different results in this community, but that we must come out of that masjid and we must join in with other freedom fighters and liberators that are fighting to alleviate the conditions in our community. That this is what the Muslim must do, and Imam Akbar is taking this message to masjids across this city that once you come out of that Juma, that you must get out on the battlefield like the Prophet Muhammad, and you must put that Islam into effect in the community, because otherwise the shaitan is just running us out of everywhere. He's running us out of everywhere. So I could go on all day. This is kind of my topic, you
Oh, wait a
know.
minute, Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz. Something else that also Westmore out of Maryland needs to get subpoenaed. Also, don't forget that brother turned around and got he did a bill so big, and he got all these people out of jail that was convicted, that he got them out of incarceration in Maryland, that got convicted of being a trafficker, drug trafficker of marijuana. Westmore, and he's also a veteran. He's an Army, just like me. He needs to be there at that meeting as well. Bobby
Okay, well,
Scott
I'll say
got
this.
it.
I will say that his representative, now he has a representative, Brother Ian, who attends our meetings in the Black Men's Movement, and he's also his ambassador for African Affairs. And so we do have someone representing the governor's office. And I will say that that you bring up a point that I don't want any that brothers and sisters need to know, and even us is like we on this line, we revolutionaries, and we freedom fighters and black nationalists. We're all that, right? But when you bring up the fact where you give Governor Moore his credit for getting some brothers out of jail and getting their sentences reduced, we want to understand that as we move in the future, I'm glad that we're mature enough to recognize that even when another brother or sister that's a Democrat or a conservative or even a Republican, if something that they do is good for black people, that it's just good for black people. You know what I mean? That we need the masses of our people to understand that we understand that. And so I applaud you for recognizing that Governor Moore did that good deed. We'll give a black man or woman credit for doing a good deed when they do a good deed. And I think our people are going to appreciate that, who are out there, just regular black folks that need our leadership. So yes, ma'am. I don't know if he'll come. We have some of his representatives, but Imam Akbar, if you give him your recommendations, if you have people that you want invited, what is brother name? The street law soldiers, the general. I've been looking for him. He should come. We should invite him, because I don't want nobody to miss the convention and say that we didn't invite him just because brother attorney Shabazz didn't necessarily know him, because I don't know everything that's going on around DC. I just know my part. Other than that, I do a lot of national, even international work. I have a stake in DC. I have a part in DC, but there's other people going around here. And Sister Janae is working it all the time. Ronald Moulton is working it all the time. You get my point. So y'all can just submit your choices, or even in the region. I don't know, but I want to know, because it's time for unity. You can just submit them through Brother Akbar, and work
Yes,
it
sir.
through Sister Janae, and 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 we're gonna make sure everybody's included, and we're gonna have us a very strong event, Sister Janae. The main thing here is that we're talking about countering the conspiracy to destroy our people, and bringing the strongest leaders together and giving them an organized forum and workshop to address our subjects, which are which is the gentrification, the housing crisis, the upcoming elections, reparations, violence, health, and maybe some other things that you want to add. There's still room. There's still room to shape the agenda. Some of the workshop, there's still room to shape the agenda. There's also room for services. I got nurses coming to give blood pressure screenings on the spot, to give out health insurance information, and to link people with health services. I got some other anti-violence groups coming, but I still want to say to the organizers, since we family on this phone, there's still room to help shape the agenda. So I got to get off of here. I'm gonna let y'all continue. I
Absolutely.
don't want to
Before
keep
you
I'd
going
like
leave,
to
on
say
all
to you
day.
that
before
It's our
to
show.
aid and assist to cause the program to broaden, we want to invite all vendors. I want you to look for uh, some more um, presenters or people who can either do a workshop, or a person that has a valuable contribution that can give us insightfulness to broaden the network of the Black Man's Movement, the Black Panther Party, the nation of Muslims, Christians, Jews, the Divine Universal Brotherhood is in there, and we want all of us to come together for Black Revolution. So we have many, many solutions to the problem, but we want to work on them together. And when we leave this program, we will leave in collective solidarity on reparations, on stopping the war on us, on bringing a new idealism to police brutality and those that have committed heinous hate crimes against us. We will be bringing many of them to justice, as is Dr. and attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz is bringing many of these criminals to justice who have been hiding behind a badge and a gun, hiding in the city council, hiding in the DA's office. Some of them even hiding behind the judge bench. So we want to all of our black people who are interested in doing things differently, and all of our black people that are producing different results. And black power, black power.
Black Power. This is
Okay,
Brother New
y'all.
World.
Hold on.
I'd like to ask.
Hold on, New World. Hold on 1 second. Let me let y'all know something. My battery's dying. The show ending at 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock right now, so please make it quick. But my battery's dying if we get disconnected.
All
Okay.
right, I'm gonna go real quick. Brother Malik, if you could assist, because I prayed for this, that you got black lawyers for justice. We need to create batteries of attorneys in every aspect of law. Those who are presently lawyers, and find youth who are studying law and start getting on all of these cases relative to African peoples crimes against humanity that have been committed against everybody, and start dealing with all of those indictments for those crimes collectively. Stay strong, Black Power.
I couldn't agree more. Black power, family.
Oh,
Sister Janae,
I'm through. I'm
is
through.
there a
Go
way
ahead.
to do
okay.
something for you to be on there longer? You need me to send you something right now on this Cash App?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. It's only programmed to be on until 10, but we'll you can do it later. But I wanted to talk to Brother Ty. I wanted to get it in with him for a little bit about what's going on down there in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Brother Ty, we just want to let you know that we are investigating Chuck Wright. Okay, I did. I got some investigation, some very informative investigation information on your sheriff in your neighborhood. Okay, and we're gonna be touching base with you. I really need you to call me so we can get you on the ground and get you ready because this is serious, y'all. This fell in my lap literally last night. Intel and information about the drug trafficking, sex trafficking, bestiality, and some more shit going on in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Hey, he got on the news. I'm gonna send y'all the little TikTok video he made. He talking about yeah, FEMA. You know, FEMA is the
Yeah, Biden. Yeah, that's what sparked this information that came to me. And I'm from Spartanburg. That's where I'm from. I came up there from here. So know that this is divine revolution that we talking about. And we talking about what we tired of. We have to actively. We have a whole active case right now. Whole active investigation on the entire Piedmont upstate of South Carolina. Okay, and I'm putting it on the airways because I'm gonna be the one that's gonna drop the bomb on Spartanburg, South Carolina. The new Black Panther Party are gonna be the ones that's gonna drop the bomb on Spartanburg, South Carolina. We're coming for them for what they have done to our young black youth. We have evidence and we have proof, and we're coming with all receipts. Black power,
Black Power.
black
Hey,
power.
I
Black
got something
Power.
on a different note. I got something real quick on a different note.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to make this quick right here. All right.
Yeah.
Every race got somebody to fulfill a tax. You got the Arabic people, they gonna do a suicide bombing. You got white people to go in and shoot up churches, schools. You got Asian people to do what they do, how they do. We ain't got no black people that's really going out and doing mass shootings, except when they shooting each other at cookouts and clubs and stuff like that. This my
Right.
whole thing, and going into what my man was saying, I don't know his name. We got to learn how to respect everybody, whether or not they a Democrat, Republican, or whatever, however they think. So what I'm saying is,
Black power.
regardless of what somebody does, we got to be able to respect what they got going on. Let me give you an example. A crackhead, that's an important person to me because they gonna do something that I won't do. A person with cancer, they gonna be the ones we can appoint to do some mass shootings because guess what? And I ain't saying we gonna do some mass shooting. I'm just saying we shooting and killing each other any motherfucking way. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying we gonna go out and kill no people, but what I'm saying is people with AIDS, they gonna die anyway, right? They should be doing some of this, running up on people, whoever. If a police officer kill one of my family members, one of them might be the person that go and shoot their whole family, their whole little clique when they having a cookout. Get what I'm saying? We got to make a platform and pick the people that's going to be best to fulfill a tax, the best people to do the political work, the best people to do the city council work. You get what I'm saying? And respect everybody, no matter how big or small the job may be. Because last time I checked, the trash man was just as important as the doctor is. Black power.
Black power. But we also have to be mindful, brothers and sisters, because we are melanated and because of our ancestors and because of how that streamline goes, we're dealing with our DNA. We have to be mindful to the point on, everything that we do. Not, I'm not talking about for the troglodyte, I'm saying the inorganic. I'm talking about just alone as we have to follow the laws that goes with our ancestors. We don't just go out here and do something randomly or whatever. We have to get permission. There's rituals and certain things you have to do because you still need that protection that comes to you and also with our families. You have to understand. But if we follow the laws that our ancestors has given us, and that's going into my art, that's going into the laws of just dealing with the Quran, of how we're supposed to be the humanitarian and how we're supposed to be just. We have to be justice in everything we do, not working on emotions because we're upset right now and we want to do this, we want to do that. Everything that we do has to be strategically done, but it also has to follow in the laws and discretion of our ancestors. We have to learn how to play chess, not checkers, not sit over there and do what other people do. We don't do what they do. We do what we do on the feet and the ground of the foundation that our ancestors have blessed us with. Even if you go back to Hannibal and you actually look at how his strategy was, you have to look at that. He mapped it out. He sized it up. Even when you go to the art of war, we cannot go out here and just do something randomly. Everybody has to be groomed, whether they are a crackhead, a trash man, or a postal worker, anybody else. They have to have their legitimacy of why are you doing this? Because I'm just putting it out there. Everybody can't have that peace inside of them, even when they're doing something. They're gonna go through some kind of mental breakdown because I've been to war, and you will, and you can. We got the mental illness that is actually imperative in our community right now, and then you want to add something onto it. We have to focus on a strategy, a legitimacy, a foundation, and the foundation begins with what? Education. Because if a brother and sister don't know where he came from, he don't know where he's going. If he don't understand what the revolution is, how you gonna ask him to go out here and do something? You know what I'm saying? We're not a gang. You know what I'm saying? We are out here doing the work that our ancestors have put us out here to do.
In
And
essence, SOS, setting our righteous standard.
huh?
In essence, SOS, setting our righteous standard. That's our
That's
responsibility.
our responsibility. Set our standards, set our boundaries, set what the realization is, because even if you do take somebody out, you're going to be confident and secure enough in you, and you're not going to sit here and have no PTSD because you're not forced to do it. It comes with the humanitarianism and the righteousness. And that's why education comes into play. That's why you have to get the mental side out of your brain. That's why you have to go back to our elders and everything else. Just like, I'm just going to give you the saying. There was an elder that said, hey, was telling his son, he's a bull. He's like, Dad, I'm going to run down there and fuck me one of them cows. The father,
Let's walk down there and fuck them all.
Yeah, that's right. See? There you go. Fuck them all. And that's what
That's
we
elderly
need.
wisdom. Elderly wisdom.
And that's why I
Elderly
say we got to
wisdom.
start teaching our kids how to load them shells up, how to read a roadmap, how to do different things. I understand what you're saying, but I'm from the country too. Get what I'm saying? So we gonna get wild guerrilla warfare with it sometime too when we need to. Get what I'm
Well,
saying?
of
But I
course,
respect
but
that
we
though.
have the
Everything
right
got
to
to
do
be in
the
controlled
guerrilla
movement.
warfare as long as we do everything within structure. It has to be structure. You know what I'm
In
saying?
essence,
Right.
master everything you touch and pass it on to the youth because there is a generational disconnect which is destroying us.
Right. So as long as we have a plan, an agenda, and it has legitimacy, because you have to understand that we have to do things properly, how our ancestors told us to do it, how
Chain
our
of command too.
elders tell us to do it.
Chain of command. You can't just go out and just if
You just
somebody with
can't,
me
you just
under
can't
my
go out
lead,
there
they
and
can't
just
just
go
go out
willy
and
nilly.
just
You cannot.
we at downtown Spartanburg. They can't just one of my people with me just can't decide they gonna just, man, fuck that. I'm about to start shooting. Nah, you putting everybody
Yeah,
in
no,
danger.
you can't do that.
You got to get an order. It's a chain of command. Like
Chain
you
of
said, it's got to be a
command,
strategy
Don't
to
the
it.
strategy.
don't
You know what
It's
I'm
go
been
saying?
here.
renegade.
They
Don't go
had Jenna
renegade.
May.
Right.
Jenna May was here in California, right? And over there in Oakland, guess what somebody did? In Jenna May, somebody shot 13 people. 13 people got killed over here in Oakland, California. Jenna May. And don't forget, that was just recently. And if you think that the government is not sitting back, placing these jokers in order to come in your community, the stars havoc. See what I'm talking about? It's
They've
not
had think tanks for
certain
years. Many of us don't even know what a think tank is.
they are placing these people in position to attack you. Right? I mean, Brother Akbar, he had death in his family, his grandson, his other grandson. Come on. And then you're supposed to come back and react out of their, that's what they want you to do. We have to sit back and actually, you know what I'm saying, get our strategy together. And then
Pick
we
That's right. That's
your
right,
have
Sister
battle.
to
Quack.
what
Pick your
That's
what
exactly
battle.
right.
is the results
Teach,
that we want.
teach.
Yeah. Because it's not about instant gratification. It's about taking over the world. Just like the saying goes, like Pinky in the Brain, he's like, hey, what are we gonna do today? We're gonna take over the world. But like Pinky was telling him, hey, that's how he failed every time because you don't really have your strategy together.
My only request is that we stay in divine alignment. That's it. SOS, setting our righteous standard. And if we don't do that, I'm going to pray for you. I know I'm going to need knee pads. I'll be down there a while because we cannot win if we don't stay in divine alignment. I
Well,
wouldn't
the first
recommend
thing
us to
we
try
have
to
to
out
do
Satan.
is
Say, never
education.
deal with the devil on the devil's level.
Right. Because we're not the devil. We have to understand that that's just a lower vibration of yourself. Right? So in actuality, when they talk about this devil, it ain't no red man with a long tail, or however they tell you, even the lies they give you in that Bible, talking about the end of the days. It's about you being able to walk in that warrior stance and let them jokers fall to your right and to your left.
The
And
end of whose days?
instead,
We are eternal.
right, you that your enemy shall be your footstool. But in the dungeon tribe, they got not over 900 and something laws. In Ma'at, they have the 42 laws of however, whatever. And we have to walk in that righteousness of walking it like we talk. We have to learn how to beat a joker with our mind. That's the number one weapon. Is our mind. Why do you think that the honorary supremacist and the white supremacist is always trying to get rid of your mind, get rid of your thinking, put you
That's
on
the first
drugs?
song on my album, Be You Better.
Right. So our weapon is not how big our gun is. It's about how your thinking is. That's how we win. We win with our brain.
The African mind is the final
Understand
frontier,
that.
not space.
We win with our brains. We have to start thinking intellectually instead of thinking retardation and mental illness. And emotionally, we have to think with our brains.
Your savior is in your behavior. Black power, take it away.
Well, if you want me to take it away, we can go in because you have to understand that the book of Psalms is the Psalms that the matriarch put together. And the thing is, Proverbs was the book for the man. The Psalms was the woman. And you have to understand that our ancestors, when they actually had an army together, they were not all men. They were women, and they had their armies. And so, I don't know how long we have on the show, but if we can do just a protection prayer along with, with my maraca, my elecba, because I do believe in the spirituality of our ancestors, and we can go into 91st Psalms. 91st Psalms. Very powerful. Very powerful. And see, I have a Bible here that my grandfather had because he was a pastor, right? And I still got cotton in here. Cotton in here that I picked myself in North Carolina. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee in his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because of thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, and keep thee in thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, and lest thou doest thou foot against a stone. So it's already tell you right now, even if you hit a stone, you're still going to be strong. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and otter, the young lion and the dragon shall thou trample under feet, because he has set his love upon me. Therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on a high, because he has known thy name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him, and with long life will I satisfy him and shew him of my salvation. Now, the thing is, what we have to understand is because they changed the words around, who is this him if it's not you? That's why you have to be strategic. And not only with that, that's why you got to have the boundaries. Because if you make the slightest mistake, that mistake will fall on not only you, but also your children's children. See, it's
As well
time
as our people
to
who are around you when you make these bad decisions.
you make bad decisions. So everything has to be meticulous. It has to
In
be
divine
strategic.
alignment.
And we have to take recognition on our ancestors and what they have done in the past lives or whatever, and not make those same mistakes, and also be willing and grateful that we still have elders here that reside with us, and that will give us the wisdom. Malcolm X always talked about how we are around a bunch of clowns, right? Clowns. What did Malcolm X say? Malcolm X said that exactly, he was like, oh, okay, so you can be a clown in the circus or whatever, but you can't get the circus at the clown or whatever. But the thing is, we have to appreciate what we have in front of us. And we have
I
to be
agree with you.
grateful.
May I add? That matter of fact, it's not an addition; it's a request. Could we begin to do libations in our programs? Because if you leave the ancestors behind, where you going?
Well, we should be doing libations.
That's
Actually,
all I'm saying.
before each program, we should do libations and we should have prayer. And we should. And
I don't
then
want to exclude. I want to include. Wasn't that what Brother Malik asked us to do? We got to build bridges. That's what we must become. Masters of bridge building.
no, Malcolm X said a wise man. He said a clown can always be a wise man, but a wise man can never be a clown. That's what Malcolm X said.
It ain't
So you
wise.
have to understand that, this circus that we are in, look at the clowns. Look at the clowns. They're clowns, and we pay our money to go to the circus because we are not following the order of what our ancestors is telling us to do.
That's
We're not
why I was
listening
talking
to
about
our elders.
cultural illiteracy. We don't know who we are. We're busy trying to blend. We born to
Well,
sense out.
there's
We
enough
started everybody's
coming out
sensory
there
had
that
one.
we can know who we are. We know who we are. We have the elders teaching who we are. The thing is to stay focused and to stay grounded on what we need to do. And the
Mother,
grounding
I've been out here 50
begins
years.
with
They can't hear us.
yourself. It begins with where you have your feet on. When you go outside and you do not have any recollection of where is God, when you go outside, you're still breathing, you still have your free will, and you still see the trees out there. God is everywhere. But you cannot,
Everywhere I go, everything I do is
you
about
cannot
us,
promote
revolution, and black culture.
that it's
They don't
okay
hear us.
for brothers and sisters to think that it's okay to just go out here, regardless of what the skin color of someone is, just to kill willy-nilly. Because you're going to put a curse on our children, children's children, children's children, if we do not listen to the elders, if you do not do things strategically, if you do not do things in the law of what we're supposed to do
Yeah,
with our
yeah,
ancestors.
Sister Quet. Yeah, there is a scripture that bears witness to what you're dropping right there. And the question we have on Black Power Radio for tonight, does that fit into the modern Black family systems and the family value systems? Does Black revolution fit, or should we
Quit.
quit,
No.
or must we go on?
So
Forward on, never back.
it does fit. It does fit, Akbar, because you
For
have to
us,
understand that our ancestors has been on this planet before anybody else in the world. So when they told you a long time ago, see, we wouldn't even be in the situation that we are into now. If we would have listened to our ancestors back then, all the way back to Kemet,
you can still
all
listen to
the
them
way
now.
to Yahshua, or however, whatever. If we would have listened back then, we would not be in the predicament that we are now. But we didn't want the Garden of Eden. We didn't want the heaven. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is too boring. I gotta find something else to do. You see
But
what I'm
I
saying?
grant that's not an
So,
accident. That was a
top of that,
deliberate
you have to
strategy by the
turn
enemies of God to distract us.
and just do whatever wants to be
See?
done and go against the law. There's a reason why our ancestors created the law. And I'm not just talking about 10 commandments that give you in the Bible. They told you. Matter of fact, our ancestors told you a long time ago. What did they tell you? Even when you go with the big head, they told you a long time ago, leave them cave dwellers alone. But no, we turned around. We want to sleep with them. We want to have babies with them. You want to do everything. You want to be a part of their school system. Why? Our ancestors said, leave them troglodytes alone. But we and then now you want to get upset get upset about.
Don't
Because
fall into the way
you
of the
have
Gentiles.
brought these jokers to the table, and then because they're not doing what they're supposed to do, are they supposed to do what they're supposed to do in the beginning? Hell no. They are not. So why are you upset right now? So everything that has to be done strategically, educationally. And you have to listen to your ancestors, and you have to get the advice from your elders. No one should have a right to do anything without getting permission from the elders, because they hold the wisdom. When an elder dies, so does the library. They walked it, they lived it, they know it, and you cannot. But anyway, I think that the whole thing is that we're just doing everything ass backwards. That's the bottom line. Because we have the tools and everything right here in front of us, and we're not even following what, the tools.
That's what dumbass Trump did. He ain't follow that playbook Obama left in case there was an outbreak. And look what happened. And like you say, don't fall into the way of the Gentiles. We got different books we read. Everybody, somebody might be a Muslim, somebody might be a Christian, somebody might be something else. But yeah, as long as you pray to a God or whatever. But the book I read say don't fall into the way of the Gentiles. Being like them crackers.
Gentiles, first of all, I don't even understand why everybody is such on a big hype about Obama. Anyway, Obama ain't for us. He had Omar Gaddafi killed on his watch. Look what he did to Saddam bin Laden. That Bush and them, they lied. See, let me tell you something. That thing that happened on 9/11, don't nobody want to talk about. That was not bin Laden who ran into them motherfucking towers in New York, or whatever that happened on the Pentagon or whatnot. That was some shit that was going on with they boule, honorary supremacist, white supremacist stuff, and that joker owed money. It ain't had nothing to do with bin Laden. But the thing is, they turn around, harass bin Laden, say all this stuff when bin Laden's family is one of the wealthiest families in the damn country. And then when they got his wife and him down there, they got assassinated. But where did his money go? They took his money. They took billions of dollars. And then look what you had to have, sheiks that had to come all the way from Dubai, because they set up Guantanamo Bay and had them Muslim brothers up there performing homosexual acts, trying to get them to do homosexual acts. Have we forgotten about that? And then Omar Gaddafi, he came from the motherland, came to New York to the United Nations building, and he didn't choose to stay because they got him a hotel down there at the plaza. He said, I don't want to stay over there. I'm going to live outside in Central Park. And people don't even know that Central Park was actually owned by what? Brothers and sisters. Because when everybody was migrating everywhere, that's the area they gave brothers and sisters. See how they be lying to you? And he stayed over there, set his tents up, had his security and everything else, and then asked them jokers to do nothing for him. Nothing. He took care of it himself. Hillary Clinton and Obama, they drunk ass go down to Colombia, the country, and she up there drinking down beer, and the Secret Service couldn't even pay the goddamn prostitute that they hired. But Obama had to sit his little gay ass up there and say, well, I had to clear the deficit up. My thing is, if you're going to get a prostitute, why not pay the girl? Why have her do, why all the bullshit? And he had to clear that up. But the thing that bothers me about Obama, he talking about he so for us. Omar Gaddafi got killed on his watch. Omar Gaddafi was working with Farrakhan, with the Nation of Islam, about how he was going to turn around. And look, won't nobody talk about no reparations back then? Omar Gaddafi said, I'm going to give brothers and sisters in the United States some money. And then on top of that, they try to kill his son. And then look what they turned around and did. They kidnapped people over there. They had that the joker that sit over there with Microsoft that's sitting over there having the brothers and sisters in Cabo for that 5G phone you need, giving them children $5. They can't even get no food to eat. You really want to talk about Obama? We done had 8 black presidents. Matter of fact, the first president that we had was actually black.
Washington, yeah.
Yeah. And then on top of that, well, actually his name is Charles or something like that, the first one before Washington. But the thing about that, these motherfuckers got it in their goddamn DNA. Even Queen Elizabeth, look what the shit she did. Do you know that she got black in her DNA? She's a fucking mulatto. Okay? The Brits had already gave her whatever. So fuck her, Obama. You know what? All these politicians are, they just like evil. One of the things that our ancestors said, each time you're going to conquer someone, and we sitting over here talking about we're conquering a man or a woman, we're conquering legislation. Because the demon is in those things, and how do we have all these Congress people, and we still haven't got rid of the Black Crow laws, the Black Code laws? What about all those laws and those other laws they done placed on us?
Hey, what Idi Amin at right now? What Idi Amin?
Idi Amin. All right, so Idi Amin, I don't even know. I don't know if Idi Amin is still living now or not.
He had shot some people down in Atlanta. It's been, I think, about 1996. He had shot a few motherfucking police down there, whatever like that. But I want to find him and get him to go to one of our meetings and speak. And I want to find one of y'all in California. You in California, right? Can you find Afeni Shakur? Can you find Tupac Mama and get her to do some of the funding, because they were big into the Black Panthers and they was connected. They used to come to Atlanta all the time.
Yeah. I'll send you my email. Send me the information. Yep, I'll do all my research and do whatever. See, I moved in from DC, so I'm not really too familiar with California. But I did some research and come to find out San Francisco was actually a chocolate city as well. And nobody believed me. Because our brothers and sisters was here too, right? And the thing about it, it's the same thing, same conjuring thing that they do over and over again. They drain our city. How do they drain it? Right? They put more taxes on you. They turn around, they put drugs in your neighborhood. They turn around and put a liquor store on every corner or whatever, any kind of way to distract you or whatever. Because even in Norfolk, Virginia, it wasn't a Black Panther party down there, but it was the Black church. I'm talking about the Black church that was not part of the Vatican. Okay? That's another thing you got to be worried about. Churches that are part of the Vatican, get rid of them.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes it don't be what they do to us, though. It be sometimes what we don't do for ourselves. Because look, okay, I came to DC back in like 93. All right, I came to DC in 93. I seen the whole city with Chocolate City. I came back again in 96, and some of those same streets that was all Black. They had them, a couple white people came in, bought a couple units, apartment units, you know what I'm saying? They fixed them up. Then I came back again a couple years later, whole street white, next street Black, next street white, whole street Black, you know what I'm saying? And then I came back, the last time I came back, the whole, looked like they took over the whole goddamn city, the white people.
Well, that's the
See,
thing.
they
That
do
Mary and
studies.
Barry said they was gonna do. They was in the process of, you know why? Because okay, so this is how it goes. They always try to move us around like cattle. So when the brothers and sisters are in the city, right?
Conducting
They want to get
studies,
you
right?
back to the country, but when this is the problem that happened when brothers and sisters started making more money, instead of them staying in the city, they want to all buy houses in the suburb and be like what you said a minute ago on that 30, 35-year mortgage. For what? When you already said that we supposed to have our own. And then here they go with the grandfather clause. But what they did with a lot of brothers and sisters in the DC area, which they do everywhere, and that's why Westmore, they got Mother Kashiba. Hey, Mother Kashiba. They have Westmore, and he's gonna stop the fact that they can't raise your rent each month. You know what I'm saying? Like they do every year, right? Every year they raise your rent or whatever, and he stopped that in PG County, which they call Ward 9 now. Yeah, he stopped that. Westmore did. And he's a brother, black man. He the one that got everybody out of jail for the bogus charges. But you have to understand that by us working, and even if you own your own company, we still got to pay the IRS. And the IRS, if you're talking about some gangsters out here, we ain't no motherfucking gangsters. I'm going to tell you who the gangsters are. The main gangster out here is the IRS. And they ain't that gangster. Let me tell you something. You owe the IRS some money. I can't even get my $100 from Voodoo Diva for some ritual work she was supposed to do. She didn't come through. But the thing is, them jokers owe the IRS. They can come bust your door in right now. And they ain't got to have a warrant. All they got to do is have paperwork saying you owe them jokers money.
Hey,
How was that not gangster?
Hey, so when they start putting drugs in the community, doing all these different things, and it ran the communities down, and the streets had trash on them and all that, who made the black people not buy up some of this land and fix that shit up? That's what I'm saying. They do all kinds of stuff to us, but a lot of what happened to us is what we don't do for ourselves too. I remember just studying, and my whole thing is we need to start studying people the same way they study. Man, they study black men in so many different ways. If you die, they'll take your dick and study it. They'll study your skin. They study kids when they come out. They take the umbilical cord, all that. They want to find out why they ain't got melanin, why their lips little, why they ain't got a big butt, whatever.
Well,
but the whole thing is we got to start studying them. All right, I'm studying the people in California, how they move. See, the white people in California, I'm gonna tell you what they did. They pit the black people and the Mexican people against each other. But guess what? I teach the Mexican people because they just started moving here a few years ago. You know what I teach them? The white man want us to fight each other, man. We're not enemies. You know what I'm saying?
Well, wait a minute.
Us together, we outnumber them. I'm not saying they our brothers like that, but get what I'm saying, though. I seen what they did in D.C. I seen how they gentrified. I've been watching it since the 90s. I seen it. The white people over there, they studied how they did it in D.C. Then they started doing it down.
See, that's
the same shit that happened out west. The same shit that happened out west, they study it, and then they start to slowly do it on this side of the country.
Well, wait a minute, brother. So the thing that we're missing is that we're not going back far enough. So you have to understand that our ancestors actually owned the land here. They turned around, everybody be talking about Abraham Lincoln, Roosevelt, and all them. That land that we own, they turned them jokers into national park zones. And even in D.C., they turned national park. Don't forget about our ancestors that they turned around and killed and killed and killed and killed. So as time went on, right? Because even when they came out with that Homestead Act, don't forget about the Homestead Act, because welfare was not actually there for us. Welfare was there for them.
Right.
Not for us. They was there for the white trash, Caucasian, or whatever. Right?
When niggas start killing them down here, they start moving the fuck out the projects down here. Man, I know some people alive right now. They 70, 80 years old. They'll tell you, man, all the projects in Spartanburg used to be white. Motherfuckers start killing them motherfuckers. They start moving out, getting the fuck out of Dodge. You know what I'm saying? But then
anytime we come around, people leave, but you have to understand that this was our land initially, and we actually got put out. So we go on back to, where our roots are. You see what I'm saying? And then they're going to do however they do. Now, you have to understand with the Reconstruction era, our ancestors turned around and did our own thing on our own stores, did everything else. And them motherfuckers turned around and dropped bombs on us. Not one bomb,
Oklahoma,
not two bombs, but they dropped 3 bombs on us.
Tulsa,
right here in the goddamn United States.
They dropped a bomb on us, baby. Yeah, they did that shit.
No, Tuskegee. Well, I ain't gonna talk about that. I'm talking about Black Wall Street. Oh, Tulsa, Oklahoma was the first bomb. Well, one of the first bombs. They dropped the bomb on us in Florida, and they also dropped the bomb on us in Philadelphia. Our ancestors, our brothers and sisters ain't never asked that cracker or anybody else to give us anything. We always been resilient, and we always took care of our own family. All that stuff was just to keep you in whatever projects or whatever you want to do and make you think it was all right. And so instead of you using that as a foundation to grow further, now you want to chill with the crackers. Now you want to sit over there, smoke a fake ass marijuana, smoke a motherfucking crack. Look what they did to the Vietnam veterans coming back here hooked on goddamn heroin. And they're still doing stuff to us now. Just like you said.
We let them motherfuckers do that shit
everything
too.
Else.
We let them do a whole lot of shit. I ain't gonna lie to you though. Yeah, they doing
the
all kinds of shit.
We let them do. We cannot allow them is if we what? And that's the one thing they're gonna sit over there and say. They always try to say, we're terrorists. How we gonna be terrorists in our own neighborhood? We need our sovereignty. But every time we get our sovereignty and we get away from them motherfuckers, here they come. Ain't nobody asked you to bring your ass around here. And see, that's the thing I want to ask you too, because you say you're
urban renewal. Yeah, that's what they do. They see we doing good. They gonna pop up. Hey, yeah, we're gonna help you guys. We're gonna help you guys. Yeah, you need something. Yeah, we gonna help y'all out. Y'all need this. Y'all need that. Hey, the whole Liberty Street was all black dentists, cleaners, stores, restaurants, all that on the south side in Spartanburg, all the way up to the north side, all the way down the road, you know what I'm saying, through the main street or whatever like that. They came in with this thing called the urban renewal. We're gonna help you guys. We see you doing good, and they start doing shit, and black people start falling for it, and that's how they separated us.
Thing. They try to push that shit because we got red zones, and they're trying to push that same thing that goes on in Baltimore. The boxer, what's his name? The one that's supposed to be the middleweight champion. He turned around and he bought a whole block, paid cash for it in Baltimore to help out the community. Guess what? Somebody put that shit in motherfucking flames. They burnt it up. Burnt it up. I've been trying to reach out to him or whatever. Burnt it up. Who was it? Was it your people? Or was it the government? Because they want to let you know, you think because you black, you got this much power? Baltimore, them congressmen and them city councilmen and all them stuff they got over there always been poverty pimping. They still poverty pimping out there. That's why they motherfucking ass know that to bring your ass to motherfucking DC, because DC ain't having that shit. Keep your ass over there. They can't come to DC with that bullshit. And the reason why they can't is because of Marion Berries. It's because of Akbar. It's because of whatever. But that's why they pushed so hard for the gentrification in DC, because they already know heavy hitters. You go anywhere, motherfuckers get jealous. You from DC, you from DC, you from DC, you from DC. They already know we ain't having that shit. It's like the stupidity that when you ride public transportation, that would never fly in DC. Brothers and sisters will get your ass together right now, pooping outside on the street. These motherfuckers actually poop on the street, and you can see it. Who does
white people?
Hell yeah, they do. They poop outside on the street. You think I'm lying? Come here.
Next cracker put a dog in my yard. I ain't gonna say nothing. I already done told a couple up, man. Hey, your dog come in my yard again. Goddamn, when them buckshots start flying, don't say shit. I feel threatened for my life. You see what I'm saying? I step outside,
That's
somebody dog
right.
me. I'm scared of dog. You feel what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Come on my fucking property. Get caught on any of my shit. That's your ass. But yeah, just studying people. That's my whole thing. Studying people, how they study us. They study how you move. Like right now, when the power had went out through the whole city, the power went out. They turned the power on in certain areas. Yeah, some of the areas they turned it on first was black, but they studying how that makes the people weak or whatever like that. Then the other people on the other side of town, they going into turmoil. They fighting each other. They fighting over gas, food, and they struggling. They figuring out how to do things. You see what I'm saying? But they
Well,
looking,
look at
watching that
what they
shit.
did to us with Katrina. And they put
They,
everybody in that stadium or whatever. Look what everything that happened with that. And I was looking at some documentaries, and they were saying that they heard a big boom before, the flood came, right?
they blasted the levees with some
Yeah,
bombs, right?
that's
What? Come
what I
on.
heard. Yeah,
I wasn't there, but I was there. Man,
but
I
look
talked to
what
my
happened.
homeboy out of Midwest City. I'm a truck driver. I talked to my homeboy in Midwest City. That's outside of Oklahoma City. He say that there's crackers assigned to watch so many people. So all the black people getting watched, period. And they studying them. See what I'm saying?
That's right, and that's what they do in California. They have a taxi cab out here called Wimo, and Wimo rides down the street. And look, you don't see Wimo everywhere, but you see them where it's a lot of drug activity and this and that. Then you see the Wimo. That joker got a camera on it. That's the motherfucker. They sitting back there watching you. And they are doing experiments and everything else on you.
Right.
They are giving these motherfuckers out here fentanyl. They are giving it to them to get high. Look, the joker's so messed up on fentanyl, they can't even stand their bodies up straight. They cannot. Because what fentanyl does, it breaks down the calcium in your body. Right? And that's exactly what they're doing. The motherfuckers can't even stand up straight. And what it is, again, it goes back to the same thing, population control, the same thing they did with coronavirus, the same thing that they did with 9/11, and then they're going to say, it was them. Like Bin Laden told them motherfuckers, if I was coming to drop a bomb, I would have let you motherfuckers know.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the studies that I done did with the gentrification or whatever like that. They want to move into the city and push us to the outskirts. But I'm gonna tell you something they don't like though. They don't like heavy traffic in their neighborhood. They don't like people cutting through their neighborhood. I'm gonna tell you something. They don't like you to move next door to them. Man, I don't give a fuck how high they raise the taxes. I got a couple houses around town and shit. I don't give a fuck how high they raise the taxes. I'll rent to a cracker to let them feel comfortable. Then guess what? I'm doing month-to-month leases. The next month, I'll kick them out, put some Mexicans right there. They got a whole bunch of family. Had them Mexicans over there. Then get rid of them. Put some black people over there. They can do what the fuck. Man, I'll take a loss and go into the hole just fucking with people. I'll send a 75-cent stamp to collect 10 cents. See what I'm saying? You got to have that kind of mentality and take a loss sometime. Take one for the team. You feel me?
Yeah,
Study them the
you're
same
right.
way they study you.
You're right. Just like
See
down
what they
there in
like and what they
South
don't
Carolina,
like.
they got that big power mill down there that has them fumes that's going in the area that's causing brothers and sisters to get sick.
Man, they got shit around here to give motherfuckers cancer and shit. They go to the black
Yeah.
neighborhood, the creeks and all that. They got all that shit going on. The same 18 wheel I got, I can't drive that motherfucker to California. Man, they'll shoot me if I go down there in that motherfucker.
Well,
It
you
put
see
out
what
so
they
much
did to the brother
smog and
from
shit.
Vincent, Georgia, coming from Chicago. They claim that he bought a rope out from Walmart. Now, who the fuck is going to buy a rope?
Man, they
First of
told,
all, you
man, they had a white bitch. I'm gonna tell you what they did. I wasn't there or nothing. I'm gonna tell you what they did. They damn had a white bitch bumping to him, tell him, hey, look, yeah, goddamn, go on Walmart, grab a couple things, you know what I'm saying, grab a rope. Because he was on video going in and getting that rope. But somebody coerced him to get in that rope. Man, they got a white bitch to suck his dick. He went in there and got a rope and all that. And then they hung that motherfucker with the same rope. But they got him on video. So now that They got him on video. They can't charge nobody with it. They saying he hung himself. We know he ain't hanging himself. Who the
No,
fuck
he
hanging
ain't
himself?
himself. And then on top of that, why you getting a troglodyte to suck your dick in the first place? When I was taking sociology at HBCU, Norfolk State University, real HBCU, one of the things of how AIDS, because you have to understand that that was also formulated in a lab, and Dr. Sabi knocked all them jokers out of the box when it came to how you can get cured from the AIDS, herpes, and everything else, right? So this is the thing right here. So they said in the book, the reason why there's a big spread, right, is because the truck drivers, when you pull in the stop or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they already checking you out. They already checking you out. They send the prostitutes over there. That's how Sam Cooke got killed. Look, Sam Cooke got all this money, right? Why is he gonna go to a rinky-dink hotel with a prostitute in a thing when he got money, mansion, or however, whatever? Why couldn't he take the little trick hole to his home or whatever? And then he gonna try to say they knew each other. Come to find out, Sam Cooke was already dead and his body was placed at that hotel. And I think that's the same thing that they did to that truck driver. He was already killed. They already killed him prior to them talking about he gonna hang himself. Get the fuck out of here. What is somebody fucking retarded? And I have a friend of mine whose son is a truck driver in Atlanta, and they saying that they putting on, targeting black truck drivers or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And my cousin is a truck driver. And I told him, you just got to be careful out there. But this is what they do. They can pull you over for some bullshit. The police can pull you over for some bullshit, and then you stop that damn truck. What did the brothers tell you? The brothers told you, see, we'll go again. We don't listen to our elders. We don't listen to our ancestors. We don't listen to nothing. You want the white bitch to suck your dick, leave the truck alone. You wanna drive or whatever. You wanna go sit down and eat. Why don't you have your lunch? Why you ain't paying? If my grandfather was a truck driver, they talk racist things on them CBs. I used to be brown sugar on there. I used to take my grandfather's CB and be talking about, oh yeah, breaker 19, this brown sugar on here. They tell you racist jokes on there. They already talking. You know why? Because they don't want you making that money. And they definitely don't want you having your own rig, because you can make your own price and be self-sufficient. It even tells you that with our ancestors, as well as the Bible, God blesses a child that has his own. They don't want you to have your own, but you still want to jump in the bed with them, right? You still want to swim in the bed with them. You still want to pull over. Like the sister said out of Chicago, and they did this with the tribe that talking about his brother want to help a white woman. Why? Why do you feel the need to help a white woman, but you feel adversity when you have to help a sister like me? Oh, I'm too demanding. Oh, I want too much. Oh, just like I was in the store the other day, and I wanted them to do my food a proper way. You know what the brother told me? Oh, you're high maintenance. Am I not supposed to be? But you ain't gonna say that to no Caucasian. You ain't gonna say that to no white girl. But with me, you're going to say I'm high maintenance, so I can't have my food fixed a proper way. And lucky for them, for that brother, because them brothers know me over there, and I'm Muslim, they Muslim, and they already know, hey, look, they don't have no problem. They don't want that smoke when it comes to me. Anyway.
I'm going to tell you what it is. I got a little book to tell all about it. See, again, the crackers done studied people, so they know how they is. They know that the average black man who ain't really educated like that, they feel like, okay, see, this is the whole thing. The white man was never forbidden from fucking a black woman. They raped them, they fucked them, they coerced them by let them know, well, we'll let you work in the inside instead of the outside, just whatever, get them all kind of favors. The black man could never fuck the white woman. They get killed. The white woman to get killed too. But now that you got everything kind of leveled up to where they ain't just openly killing people like that, the white woman fucks the black man to be rebellious. And also the black man fucks the white woman to show they power. Whether it's the black people, like, yeah, I got a white woman, making themselves feel like they more because they got a white woman, even though they're not. Or to show their power to the white man, like, yeah, I'm fucking your woman.
See, and that
And see,
goes
then when a
back
black
all
woman,
the way back.
and then see when it's reversed and a white man is fucking a black woman, really the black woman just fucking them to get ahead a lot of times. Because at the end of the day, we know most crackers got a small dick, right? So if a brother come and fuck a woman real good, you know what I'm saying? They gonna always want a brother. They gonna, just like a white woman, after they fuck a black man, they gonna always want a brother. So that's the whole thing. They use the studies to figure out, you know, what to do as far as controlling a man's mind or whatever like that. And that's all I'm saying.
And
But
that
the thing I
goes
don't understand
still
right
back
now,
to,
how the
brother,
fuck is
think
they
about
getting
it.
the black
Mental
women to start
illness.
fucking these white
Mental
dudes though? Because I'm
illness.
starting to see more and more and more black women. And see, the whole thing is, while all this shit been going on, the black women just never was really attracted to the white guys like that. The whole time the black man been stepping out and going to different races, the black woman been like, shit, I don't want nobody but my strong black man. You
But
know what I'm
that goes
saying?
back to the
But
mental illness again, just like the boxer.
so how
Who was
so
the
how
boxer?
now? Hey ma'am, let me ask
Who
you a
was that
question.
heavyweight
What,
champion back in the day that used to just be with white women just because he was dark skinned? What was his name? Akbar. Who was that boxer? Start with an R. That he was the heavyweight champion, and he
Are you
used
talking about Jack
to
Johnson or somebody else?
huh?
You talking about Jack Johnson or
Jack
somebody else?
Johnson, Jack Johnson, Jack Johnson used to fuck white women just because, and he would
just
let them
because?
jokers know.
Fuck the hell out of
Yeah,
them, damn, stick your
that was
dick
way
down their
back in the
throat,
day. But we got to
piss on
wind
them.
it down. We got to wrap it up. We coming right back, right black tomorrow night. We coming black here on Black Power Radio, and we're gonna drop it like it's hot. October 26th. Be in DC. Be there. Be square. We're gonna do the crisis on DC, Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. DC's not a state, but nevertheless, we're in the midst of things, and all of this stuff. It's all about DC for real. So be here on October the 26th. Dr. Attorney Malik Zulu Shabbat, Sheik Imam Akbar, Brother Ty, Sister Akbar. All of them gonna be there. Big warrior, black warrior, and no lawyer. Oh, Justice Department gonna be there in Washington D.C. Shake it down. We're gonna be in New York or New York City on on Black Friday. Black Friday be in New York at 125th. You know, me and Utah did it. We kicked the doors in New York, did we not?
Oh yeah.
All of them down 125th everywhere.
I try to
All
slap
over
a
that
couple.
apple.
I try to slap a couple goddamn Puerto Ricans and crackers. I don't know what the fuck they was. Hey, Akbar, what they did when I jumped out on them, Akbar, it was about 5 or 6 on what they did.
Man, they always know the name Ty Knitted, that's for sure. They
Hey,
know
them
he in
motherfuckers
that no
ran,
fuck
bro.
around group. That he not fucking around. So it's on a great time to have it in DC and New York in the next few weeks. And we are just happy that you joined us tonight on Black Power Radio. You sister Quest, brother Big Black Warrior, and all of them, brother Ty Knitted, Rock. Oh yeah, and Chuck Wrongright is gonna get right. We're gonna be pushing him out of sight and just working there in Spartanburg and all over. And he's all over the net. They got, I guess, multiple tasks for him to manage at this hour. So we're coming in there for Black Power. They manage a clean house in Gaffney, South Carolina. With some new administration. Randy Moss is gone, 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 gone. Is that right, Ty? And Queen Mother Beverly's happy about that. And we're moving it. We're just moving it the way it got to go, brother Ty. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Hey, one of my mans is just now got on the school board. That's what I'm talking about. One of my
And
That's what I'm
partners
talking
just
I
got on the
about.
think
school
that we
board.
should. Why
Hey,
not?
you know what he was
Why
educated
shouldn't
at?
we become politicians? Why shouldn't we not? Why shouldn't we run for office? Why shouldn't we not?
We
Yes,
outnumber
we
them
Brother
should.
Ty
motherfuckers.
Nitty, he been instrumental. He been moving politics down there all over South Carolina and all the way to Atlanta. He ain't scared. He ain't red, none of that. So we rocking. We gonna come right black or right back tomorrow night. I don't know if we got to shut it down the best we can here. But thank y'all again for joining us tonight. And we just saying Assalamu alaikum and black power to y'all and black power.
Black power, race
Black power.
first. Black love is black power. All right, peace.
Black power.
Black power.